I have a thought for the day. You know, we're always saying, you know, what matters, what doesn't matter, and it's sifting, it's deciding, it's throwing some things off the list, it's adding things to the list. I always think of this man I knew who had Alzheimer's, and he was like 6 years in sort of advanced Alzheimer's, and he and his wife went to a new doctor, and the doctor was assessing how advanced the disease was by asking him a battery of questions, and the doctor asks him, "Where were you born?" And the man says, "It doesn't matter." And he says, "What did you do for a living?" "It doesn't matter." And who's the president of the United States? It doesn't matter. What's your wife's name? And he turned immediately to his bride of 50 years and grabbed her hand, and he smiled, and his eyes filled up with tears, and so did hers, and he says, "It doesn't matter." We try to find the things that matter, and we kind of let go of the things that don't. That's one of the things that gets discovered here at Homeboy. Any adult on the planet Earth knows that your gang doesn't matter. His gang doesn't matter. Her gang doesn't matter. Every adult knows that. Kids have a harder time with that. Little kids think it matters, but that's because they're little kids, not because they're bad, because they're just young. It's embarrassing if you're 35 and you still think your neighborhood matters. It doesn't matter. Lots of things matter. You know, sometimes people say, don't sweat the small things. Don't sweat the small stuff. Well, that's easy to say, you know. If you know, your car breaks down, how you can get to work, or, you know, you just need $100 to pay your rent. Or you ran out of Pampers and you only have $2. You know, if you have a poopy baby and you don't have Pampers, that's, how small is that, you know? But in the end, you want to put first things recognizably first. You want to chronicle the things that matter and hang on to them and not cling to the things that don't. When I was a chaplain at Folsom Prison, people always got in arguments, you know, about religion usually, and everybody was polishing up their arguments, and everybody thought they were right. And I remember this guy who would just listen to these arguments, and once he said, "You know, it's really a question of mind over matter." And everybody looked at him and said, "What?" He goes, "Do you mind? Does it matter?" And so we're always trying to kind of filter these things and kind of hang on to the small, short list of the things that in fact matter. And the writer, novelist, American writer, Henry James says there are only three things that are important in human living. There are only three things that matter, he says. The first thing is to be kind, and the second thing is to be kind, and the third thing is to be kind. As we try to sift and let go of the things that don't matter, as we try to focus in each day, even as we struggle with the little things that become large, we want to put first things recognizably first. We want to live as though the truth were true, and we choose to be kind in the process. Amen. Gabriel, lead us in prayer.